Welcome in to this edition MPW Digital Postgame Show presented by Realtree. Hardly of a watch party here today. We got Auburn Vanderbilt on television. We got Iowa Oregon on a TV. Be with you here for a little while to discuss the day it was, including Ole Miss's 49-0 win over the Citadel Bulldogs in a game that, if you watched about half of one play, you saw all that you needed to see from this one. Complete laugher. Ole Miss dominating the game with over 600 total yards to just over 100 total yards for the Citadel, 60 something to 106. The total yards there. There we go, 603. So we'll talk about a little bit of the stats and whatnot. Ole Miss had a couple early guys go out with injuries, but it looks like they're probably okay. Hit through that a little bit here today as well, and we're here because of Realtree, Realtree.com. We're going to update you on the helmet situation here in a few minutes, but appreciate Realtree, appreciate them always. Go to the website, purchase your camo, your hunting gear, your outdoor gear, your lifestyle gear. They got recipes there. Again, I use a variation of the chili recipe that they have at Realtree.com, so you can go through all the different recipes and options there, especially for like game meat and stuff. They have a ton of stuff there for those proteins. So appreciate Realtree as always. Jeffrey Tower with us right now. Neil O'Brien probably at some point here today as well. I know Neil was. His column was written prior to the game even starting. So Ole Miss up to 9-1 on the year. They have now cashed on the over. So anybody that had the Rebels on the over, that's now a lock. You can go ahead and count your money. It'll be in the account there as it was 8.5. On the year, so Ole Miss 9-1. Florida next week, 6 o'clock, and then the Egg Bowl in the morning, Black Friday there in Starkville. And yes, I'm wearing a new Realtree Horn Legend hoodie, so a little co-branded deal there. They're quite good. You can get those online, hornlegend.com for those. So. Jeffrey, you got one coming. Tower, yours too. I think they didn't send the thing.
I had my Horn Legend pullover on, but it's like 75 degrees upstairs, so I had to go take it off. But it's great.
That's understandable. Yeah. That's
understandable. It is a fabulous. I wear it pretty much every week.
And I tried to get you one in like MUS colors ish, so you could rock it on Friday night if needed. That was behind my thought process there.
I love it.
Yes, it is. This is that I currently have on. This is a Horn Legend hoodie. You can buy this Realtree hoodie from hornlegend.com. And you can buy the one that has the Ole Miss script right here. Mine does not have that. It's just got the Realtree logo, but the script right there on that one. So, all right, here's the deal. Let's get into the helmet thing. Let me explain what's going on. I got a ton of entries, guys, as I mentioned on the message board this morning. About 850 eligible entries, which means I had way more entries than that, but you guys either didn't put a score in or you didn't add the code, or some of you cheating son of a guns tried to put in a bunch of entries by different email addresses under the same name. So if I caught you, I X'd those out as well. So I dwindled it down to a little over 800. And here's how this worked. I pointed this out, but then I mentioned it on the message board again this morning. So point differential is the first way to win. You have to have the correct point differential. So 52-3, 59-10, those would put you technically eligible over somebody who was 48-0, which I had multiple 48-0s in this, but that is a no dice, that is a no win situation. I was hoping that we would just have a 49-0 and make this easy. But out of 800 and whatever entries, none of y'all said 49-0. You said all kinds of other stuff, including one guy that said 17-11. But nobody said 49-0. So we go to the next tiebreaker. Next tiebreaker is closest point total for Ole Miss. And that is a 14-way tie, I believe, as of right now. Again, if you think that you have this score and I don't mention you can email me, show me proof, send me the email. It's possible it went to my spam. I went through my spam. I tried to check it, but just keep an eye out there. So if you're not mentioned and you think you have a case, just send it to me. We'll figure this thing out. But where we are here is closest point total for Ole Miss out of the 49 point differentials is 52-3. is where we are here. And I've got a lot of 52 to threes. So that is where this is. One of the winners will come from the group that is 52 to 3. Clicking to it here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read first names, and we'll count here. I don't guess I'm not really doxing or anything, but just kind of giving you a heads up of where we are. So 52 to threes. We got Tom, Roger, Randall, Matthew, Keith, Sam, Drew, Daniel, somebody that just put Big Case in, not even their full name. I should knock you out because I'd like to see a full name here, or at least a first name. Kenneth, Lyle, Cole, Jacob, Ron, Patrick. No, that's it. Sorry, Ron. So, yeah, like 12, 14, something like that. That is where we are on this bad boy. So what I'm thinking is Monday morning, Blue Sky Live. We'll go live at our normal 8 o'clock time, whatever that is. And we will pick a winner. We will make it fair. We'll draw out of a hat. We'll do one of those online spin the wheel things where we put all y'all's name in a wheel maybe and show it on the screen as we do it. If you've got a more clever idea, I'm willing to listen. But either way, we will give the helmet away on Monday morning. And as a reminder, you can either have Lane Kiffin sign it. You can have Lane Kiffin not sign it. That is completely up to you. As somebody said, can I wait 4 weeks to decide whether I want Lane to sign it? That way, look, your world, so you can decide whatever you would like there with that. But that's where we are again. Huge thanks to Realtree for supplying this. Actually, I have the helmet over here somewhere. I'll grab it in a minute. But they've been very happy with the response to this pattern that they were last week against South Carolina. Tam, thanks for Super Chat. Thank you for telling us about Hobie Dry Goods. Got the white one you had on the other day and the touchdown squirrel one. Can't wait for them to come in. Love y'all's work. Appreciate that. All right. There's no reason to hit into a ton of this game today. Ole Miss knocks off Citadel again, 49-0, 9-1. I mean, it was complete bloodbath. Nothing. William Eccles. They did lose the turnover battle. That is a good point. They also did not go 7 for 7 in the red zone, only 6 for 7.
Yep. Only ran
William
it
Eccles,
for 4.3 yards per carry, too.
They did what now?
They only ran it for 4.3 yards per carry.
Oh, well, that is a little lower than I thought.
Yeah.
Kewan Lacey played just the first half. He has tied Quinshawn Judkins' school record for touchdowns in a season. To date, he has 16 of those bad boys. So that is one milestone or change that is there. So Kewan Lacey, 16 touchdowns from today. Chambliss, quite efficient, 29 for 33 for 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, 88% on that bad boy. Austin Simmons, 7 for 12. 100 yards, all with the second team offense, and then Maddox came in there at the end, 1 for 1 on that drive. Yeah, Daquan Wright went out with what looked like some sort of hip thing early, but again, I think he's okay. Eccles' shoulder, but he seemed to be in a good mood. Didn't look like anything. Those were the two things that I saw. And look, guys, I saw some frustration by it. Like nobody was going to pull their starters first drive into the second quarter. Like, chill out, shut up. That's not a thing. So, otherwise, Ole Miss got out okay. Florida, again, 6 o'clock next week. Jeffrey, I assume you watched a little of it. Do you have any comment whatsoever before I move on?
This felt like it came like it. I think Ole Miss probably needs to figure out more ways to have these kind of games than have bye weeks. Because under Lane, it does seem like the bye week is the problem. But you play this game, it's like it is essentially a bye week, but, you actually got out there and played. I don't know. What did we want to try to draw something from this?
No.
I guess you can make the argument. I think Trinidad's going to be their quarterback for the rest of the year. Okay. Do we learn that?
Okay. We already knew that, even though Pete Nakos did not tweet it out this week. But
we didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting in suspense.
Hey, Tyler, real quick, while we're just kind of having a watch party today again. I mean, I'm not going to focus on the Citadel and Ole Miss. By the way, Auburn is in the end zone, 6-0 Tigers. As we're following that one, how was Memphis Tulane last night?
Great game, man. Really, really good game. It was cool that I got to experience that with my son. Because he's 18, but he doesn't really. I don't know, like he didn't get to go down to like the sideline during the game a lot. While coach probably twice or three times. So it had been a long time. So he didn't really. It was kind of, even though he's done it before, it was pretty cool. So he enjoyed that, and it was awesome, man. We hell of a game early on. Uh, Retzlaff was in his bag. Probably the best first half of football I saw from a quarterback, and I don't know how long. Jeffrey and I were texting. Jeffrey, I think I know which one you were talking about. He threw a damn cell
Deep
route
crosser. Yeah.
over.
Holy shit, it was a throw.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, if it was 3 inches higher, it would have been an overthrow. If it was 3 inches lower, it would have been a pick. And he just fit it in. I mean, he was in his bag. And then in the second half, they came out and they got a stop, and Memphis kind of got their juice. And like, even it wasn't really a second half deal. It was almost like Memphis got that last drive going at the end of the third quarter. They put it in like at the very beginning of the fourth quarter, and then when they cut it and they went for 2 and they cut it to 13, the crowd got into it. And I got to give, I mean, like, Liberty Bowl was loud, man. I mean, like, for a, not an SEC game, the crowd was, they were literally on their feet the entire fourth quarter. They did a good job. They kind of brought them back. It was a tight game. Noise was a problem. They started getting false starts, getting behind the chains, things like that. Memphis makes some plays, and then I thought Craddock had a hell of a call on the last third down with the RPO option to get, they didn't really do anything. They scored 3 points in the second half, but just a great game, good experience, and it was good to see my guys get a win on the road. Sorry,
Neil says that X-rays on Wright were negative, and that both players could have returned to the game if necessary, per Lane. So just a little update on the 2 injuries that were going on there. Yeah, because I saw a little bit of the game last night. The Liberty Bowl is only like half the stadium with the construction. Like, that's where we're like, what's the situation?
I think it's more than that, but it's like
20, the 20s to the 20s on the home side. So, I think it normally would hold 60 something. It's now down to like 40.
Okay.
But they are putting in the work.
I mean, that thing's going to be $200 million.
It's huge.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's substantial what they're doing. It's not like a normal press box.
No, they're building like presidential suites, the party deck thing, like, They need a smaller stadium, and this is kind of a way to do it, where you can make one side of the stadium super nice, decrease capacity, and and modernize it.
Brian, how are you?
I'm good. Do they still parade around the live tiger in the Liberty Bowl? I covered a game there the season opener in 2019.
No, Tom got retired.
Do you mean he's dead by retired, or they just don't bring him around anymore?
I assume at this point he has probably gone on to Tiger Heaven, but okay. Because didn't remember LSU ran into the same thing, like, and Mike lives on campus. Like, Mike is part of the university. Tom was actually owned by like someone else, and like they would donate it to the school. But I think they ran into the same problem that everybody did, where like, animal rights activists would start saying like it's a horrible for the sound and everything. So
yeah, because LSU's on campus, UNA is on campus with their lines as well at North Alabama. I do recall. I won't embarrass in case, but an Ole Miss kicker almost hitting the Tiger cage back in the day.
Steve
under
Lindsey,
Orgeron. No, it was Will Mosley.
Yeah, I think Steve did the same thing.
Under O.
Like
really?
In the early or mid 90s.
Yeah. Do we know, Tyler, Jeffrey, either one of y'all, what is the group of five situation now after the Memphis loss? Do we have any clue where this stands?
I mean, it's going to be the winner of the American.
I guess you could make the argument JMU is still alive, and if San Diego State wins out, they're still alive. Like, let's say we have a situation where Tulane, let's say like USF loses to like Navy, and then like you wind up with like Tulane and Navy in the game, and Navy they get beat by 100 tonight against Notre Dame, and like Navy wins it. I don't think Navy would go at that point, but it seems like more than likely it's going to be Tulane or USF, whoever wins when they play in the title game in 3 weeks.
Okay, got it. And for people curious, Tulane is back eligible if Ole Miss ends up in that 5 spot. Now, look, will they actually do it? What does it mean? I don't know. But from a rules standpoint, the committee has said they don't care about rematches, so Ole Miss could still play Tulane in a first-round playoff game should it come to that, just from a straight protocol standpoint. I don't know.
I know this. Retzlaff technically had an incompletion in the first half, and it was a true drop. It wasn't like that would have been a tough catch. Like that was like, no, it was an easy catch. The first half, he was like playing a video game. It was insane.
I am told by the stream that both UNA lines have passed on. I was not aware there that Una and Leo have died. So and they have not replaced them. So UNA currently does not have a live line.
We also lost our male lion like a couple of weeks ago. Let me tell you,
really?
It's been tough. It's been tough in the 901. We can't catch a break right now.
UNA brought multiple lions on a sideline.
They had 2 lines on their campus. Yeah, I don't know how they did it for game days or whatever, but like the university owned 2 lines at UNA. It was Leo and Una, I think.
Do they still bring Tusk? Does Tusk still come on the sideline at Arkansas?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a new question.
Do we have any live mascots other than dogs?
Oh.
Tusk is around that 2019 Super Regional. They had him in a cage and people were taking pictures with him as he like bathed in shit.
Yeah,
or
I need to know. Come on, like, do we have any more? Because we've got a new Ralphie, right? We're breaking in a new Ralphie at Colorado. I don't know if she's ready to run yet, but we got a new Ralphie. Bevo's still in the game, right?
Yeah, Ralphie's running. I saw it last week. Ralphie's running. He's good,
right,
or she's good.
Texas
whomever.
Listen to PETA or whoever. Like they'll just wave the hand and say, "Shut up." We're the Bevo's going to be here.
Bevo is an impressive being. I'll give him that. Like they've got it all figured out. He's good looking.
I still think Uga's best moment. I know everybody loves the whole biting of the Auburn player or whatnot. When they tried to do that stupid photo op with a bull and a bulldog, and Uga at the Sugar Bowl like went up and Bevo took like one step at him, and you just saw the fear of God in Uga's eyes. He did like the oh shit, like couldn't run away past him. That's one of the all-time greats.
Oh, this is a good point. Do we count Auburn's eagle?
Yes.
Okay.
See, you can say what you want about Auburn. The pregame, Auburn does pregame so freaking well, like everything.
The bird's awesome. The fly around bird is awesome.
Their medley, the way that they do the run out with the band, like their fight song kicks ass. Like they do pregame right.
I've always wondered how they train that thing to land. Like, what if it just takes a detour?
Disky, you got anything on that?
One year it ran into.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't even know the name of it.
No, or Nova. Wasn't it?
Is that right? Is it Nova?
I think it's Nova. She ran one year. She ran into one of the suites. I do remember that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that was a tough scene.
That is right.
They used to have a cage on campus, like right outside, right behind the stadium, and between there and Foy Union that they all lived. I don't know if they still do or not.
I told, kind of moving around the slate a little bit here today. I told Jeffrey before we got started. I don't know if it made me an asshole or what, but I was like not emotional or anything. Like I was way too strong. But like I was getting into the Indiana Penn State game and completely pulling for Penn State. And I'm like, why in the hell am I pulling for Penn State right now? And yet I was. I don't know. Something about Indiana was just not on my radar today. But they did have one hell of a drive. They come back. They win it by 3. A drive with no timeouts and about a minute and 40 seconds, something like that left. It starts with a sack. They got 2nd and 17 before they even get going inside their own 20, 15, whatever it was. And then Mendoza, couple really good throws across the middle and the seams, and then 2 hellacious catches, including the game winner when I think he might have even gotten down 1.5 to 2 feet down, but one hell of an effort.
So here's the thing. When it happened live, I go, I'm worried about so I don't think you're an a-hole. I think that's actually probably natural to root for the underdog. Like, I don't think it actually becomes like a anti-Indiana thing or a pro-Penn State thing. Like, I think it's just kind of like natural. Like, all right, you're rooting for the underdog. I have no idea how he did it, but somehow his trail foot landed down first. How he was able to keep his front foot from landing first, because looked like it was gonna come down maybe half on the line, half not. That's one of the greatest body control plays I've ever seen.
Well, he got pushed. He was trying to get it down. He got pushed. I mean, that's why. I mean, he didn't. It wasn't. I don't think it was intentional. Like, he was trying to get it down.
I can't believe that his actual front foot didn't hit the ground first. Like, he was.
That's what I'm saying. When you get shoved in the air like that and you're trying to get your feet down, the first one never touches the ground. It's always the trail foot. Now it was going to get down if he didn't get shoved. So, that's why you're always, when you coach receivers and you're trying to when you're working your feet, it's always front. You always, like, you run drills with front foot air. You do not ever try to put your lead foot down. You
used to call it the piss on the fire hydrant drill, where you work on. We used to call it the piss on the fire hydrant drill, where you get to the sideline, someone throwing the ball out of bounds, and you throw your front leg up to make sure that you got your back foot down first.
Oh yeah, I did not call it that.
I mean, it's probably a really dumb question. Are you ever practicing being pushed and trying to get it down?
No, you're working on. You always, when you're going, it's always like, if you're running laterally, you're always wanting if I'm running sideways, right? I want my right foot to be my front foot, because I want my hips open so I can open them for the ball. Like, you don't want to if I'm running, like the quarterback was to my left, I wouldn't want my left foot to be the lead foot because my hips would be closed. I want to always have my hips open to the quarterback. But you always practice elevating your front foot, because that it's not necessarily to get shoved, but it's a lot of times the ball leads you there.
There was some horrific clock management also in that game. I mean, have y'all ever seen this? So I don't know, Chase, how much you're paying attention. The Penn State interim, they get a first down near the 50, Tyler, right? Somewhere about that. It's a first down. Clock, they're going to stop to move the chains. They could have run the entire playbook. Just get up there and spike it. You would have, at worst, still had 18 seconds probably. And they call timeout. And then with like the stop of the clock, and then they had no chance.
It was their last timeout too. Like, if you had 3 timeouts, okay, I'm like, there's I don't even know it depends on what they do and where they were. And of course I couldn't see everything. Like, if you get a big play, like down the field or whatever it is, and it's going to take your guys time to get there, that's one thing.
Right. But it wasn't that. It was like a game of 12.
Yeah. I was like, well, the other one, because we can't ever, nobody else is going to talk about it because they're worried about the repercussions, and they don't like all the heat on social media, and they don't like getting canceled. Why does no one ever, why can someone on this podcast explain to me why no one in media ever challenges Deion Sanders on his poor clock management?
Oh, he gets challenged. Like, Bud Elliott will never. Bud Elliott used to do a segment where it'd be like great moments in Deion, and he would just go through
Well, he has completely intimidated local media. They don't say anything to him. They are terrified of this man completely. I mean, 100% terrified. And then I think some of it now is he's just become irrelevant. Nobody cares.
I mean, they were down 10, right? So they're down 10 to West Virginia with all timeouts. They have them all. And they had 4th and like 2 or 3. He goes for it. Okay. You still got to score twice, but okay. They barely get it. They reviewed it. Then he has 4th and like 8 with 1:40 with all these timeouts. He's going to go for it again in like inside the red zone. Like he's like you got to score twice and you have all your timeouts. He left his whole team out there. He let it go down to like 15 seconds. The clock is stopped, by the way. He let the play clock go down to 15 seconds, calls a timeout, and then kicks a field goal. So he burned his first timeout where he, you know what I'm saying? Like he could have stopped at every play and got the ball back with 1:10 left and with field position with a chance to freaking score and tie the game. Like, I mean, but just everybody's like, oh, you know.
I mean,
hey,
I
cool.
think it's true that
I'll check you out on Amazon Prime next time. You know what I mean?
I think it's true that he doesn't take heat from like broadcast announcers, but I would also argue most broadcast announcers are very soft in general. Like that's just kind of the nature of it. But he definitely like, if you like new media, like college football podcasts, like it's, I mean, the first time he was ever in an overtime game, Tyler, they won the toss and he took the ball. He thought it was like
NFL rules. 100%. He thought he was coaching in the NFL.
Yeah. It was Colorado State, Chase, the first year they won it. They got to overtime and he didn't even know that, like he didn't know that each team got the ball.
That's great.
How long do y'all think that lasts? Like, I guess not necessarily him getting fired, but he lose interest.
Well, he's got 6 years left.
I think this year is there's the easy out, health, everything. Like he can.
They say, well, he just quit because he won't want to lose.
I mean, depends on how much he loves
money. He's not going to get fired.
Yeah. What's your cap?
What's that?
What's your cap?
County line campers.
Oh, okay, got it. I hear you. All right.
Money.
Sorry.
Can we take a moment? Can we take a moment and talk about the loveliest village on the plains? And I don't mean down in Auburn. How good does Iowa City look right now? I mean, what a setting for college football. 45, pouring down rain. They can't keep the cameras clean. Like they're having to use the spider cam just to like give you an angle. It's like, this is exactly what I want out of Iowa football.
Now 9 points might be enough in this.
Well, they just had a big play. Did you see?
Oh, they did? Oh, okay. My bad.
And it was like a throw.
All right. Real quick, let me run through
a safety.
Yeah.
That was so perfect.
Oh, yeah. 2-0, 9-0 now. Real quick, a couple different super chats. Marine Rebel says, holy shit, I'm in it. You are still eligible to get the helmet, so appreciate the super chat there from you. Mark, thank you. Our super chat, appreciate you as always. He is divvying it up between all of us here on the outing. Appreciate you for that. Marine coming back again. Colorado. Yeah, we were talking about Colorado. We were there. Sorry, you had that a minute ago. Yeah, let's see.
Chase, somebody in the chat does make a good point. We do know one guy that did challenge Deion one time. Do you remember when Nick Suss refused to call him coach? That was amazing.
I remember that.
Nick's a goddamn hero.
Because, I mean, Deion made a federal case out of that.
It's so perfect, too, if you know Suss at all, because he just is so matter-of-fact about everything. He was not going to back down. And he just was like, I'll call you Deion.
He's covering the Titans still? Is that what Suss is doing?
I think so, yeah.
A&M up 7-0 on the Tigers, but Missouri trying to get going a little bit on offense here, and then again Auburn up 7-0 on Vanderbilt. The three main games. Jeffrey had a good point. I mean, it's not the best day at all. We don't have a ton going on. Iowa touchdown, by the way. Not a ton going on, but part of that is Alabama LSU is not exactly prime time. We're all into it, waiting on the evening. In any way. Oh. Hey, what did Calzada do?
He did a video of showing off his money.
It was a tough look.
I mean,
I would argue being Zach Calzada is a tough look.
Are we shocked?
He's a douchebag. He's been a douchebag since he was at A&M. I don't.
So he's catching hell for just being a douchebag.
He was responding to one very specific online critic too, and his response was just to count a bunch of hundreds because the surefire sign of somebody who's wealthy is to flaunt how many hundreds they're holding at a given moment. It was a tough scene.
Well, can we talk what the root of the problem is? The
Would
root
love
of the
to.
problem is not the video. The root of the problem is not what he said. The root of the problem is that he's completed like 6 passes this year.
Yeah,
If Diego, let's be
Yeah.
honest though, like this is the part I'm like, oh fuck. If Diego Pavia did the same video, everybody being like, going like, yeah, look at what Diego said. He torched you, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the root of the problem is not the video. The root of the problem is not what he did. The root of the problem is he's thrown 6 completions this year. That's the root of the problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying he has had a irritating personality since he has been at Texas A&M. Like, this is not
Diego Pavia. Let me ask you a question. Let's have honest. If Diego Pavia got benched because he was a backup and he threw 6 completions, would you also say Diego Pavia has a douchebag personality?
No, because he's won me a lot of money.
So you're telling me if Diego Pavia kept doing the same shit, you would be like, oh, I still like the guy?
To your point, every Alabama fan I know that when they watched what was the SEC blowjob piece that they did on Netflix? What was that show called? It was like Drive to Survive, but for SEC football.
I don't remember what it's called, but yes, I'm talking about.
Actually,
whatever.
I actually didn't watch it. I watched like 3 episodes and had to tune out.
So like every Alabama fan I know was just talking about like Diego, like how much like Diego made their blood boil. I was like, you're literally just saying that because he beat you. But like, yes, I totally agree that he has that personality where it's like, I mean, he pisses on people's logos. Like, yeah, that's like, he's a wrestling heel.
If Zach Calzada was a Heisman candidate today and Kentucky was freaking 8-1, 9-1, everybody would be going like,
no one would have said a word to Zach Calzada.
Be like,
Chase and I have some experience with this. Laquan had a moment like this that had to get scrubbed from the internet for a while.
Oh, it's true. It did happen. I forgot about that. That's right. That's pre-NIL era, though. That's back when they didn't
recall, Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
Real quick on this clarification, because I was getting my car to leave as this was happening. So, it was Lane being Lane, but it was the halftime radio interview with John Darnell coming off the field. Darnell's question was simply, what did you think of the first half? And Lane, as he was walking to Darnell, looked up, and they were showing scores from around the SEC. So he was seeing 38-7 Georgia flash on the screen in front of him, and he said, well, glad Georgia's boat racing Mississippi State, but our game, we played well so far. Really just 2 bad plays. And that's what the comment was. So, yes, he led the only question that Darnell asked, he led it with discussing Georgia, in his words, boat racing Mississippi State coming off the field. That's what happened. So,
man, did I not care about that. Aaliyah was, because I still don't have Twitter yet. Or I can't get my account back because no one at X actually.
How are you still not back yet?
There's not a customer service person to call. Literally every single 36 hours, I submit a ticket trying to get my account back, and they always send back the same generic email. It's like, if you can't log in, do these 4 things, and it's like copy paste. Here's the 4 things that you've asked, and then it just goes away 36 hours, and I just do this endless like rat race cycle. It's awful.
So you have no access, can't log in, nothing.
No, because whoever hacked it changed the email. So I can't even, I don't even know how to I can't even get into say, I forgot my password.
And no matter if not even having something to what, Siski?
How long has this been going on?
The 22nd. So this is probably 3 weeks now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mine got hacked a couple years ago, but it was not for that period of time. But it is a startling thing. It's not about somebody having access or your DMs or any crap like that. It's just
I don't
not
care
having
about that at all.
Yeah, it's not control of your identity is the problem, because I'm assuming yours was very similar. I was going to dinner and I looked down and saw, I think the first thing was your password has been changed or something, and then you go in to try to whatever, and then before you can even do it, it says email has been changed, username has been the whole thing is shut out in 15 seconds. You're watching it happen in real time.
Yeah, you get an email that says your email has been changed or whatever. Your account email has been changed. If this wasn't you, go do X, Y, and Z. And then it's yep, I've been doing this rat race for 3 weeks. But apparently I did buy a couple of cars, and apparently I'm a Bitcoin miner. So,
well,
you're all
were the tips good?
All I know is I got a Maybach out of it.
Okay. Landon joining our stream, our Mississippi State correspondent, says, let me say my fellow folks in the MSU press box did not appreciate Lane's comment. LOL. Yeah, I'm sure it riles some folks up while that was happening during the moment. State did go up 7-0. Georgia keeping in form, falling behind in an SEC game prior to quite the dominant effort there from the Bulldogs. I think they ended up running for over 300.
Tyler, I want to discuss this theory with you because it's kind of half baked and I'm not sure I fully believe it, but it's something that I've considered. Do you think, like, I think in my heart of hearts, I do believe Ohio State is a different caliber of team than everybody else we're looking at. But at the same time, what I keep wondering is, does the SEC struggle from the fact that because even the worst team in the league, Arkansas, they have an offense that can actually score. And, like, if you just sleepwalk your way through the game, like, they can put you in a position where, you know, you have to actually play. The fact that, like, the SEC doesn't have the games where the best teams get to just, like, flex on people and just smoke somebody 55-10, do you think that maybe makes us think that the best teams in the league are maybe not quite as good?
I mean, a lot of people can see it. I think the scary part about Ohio State is, like, I watch it, I know what I see, but I think they're a good football team. I think this is the speed of the game thing. Like, I think that's what got them last year against Michigan. I think when you go through long periods of stretch, I mean, I think that's what got Ole Miss last year against Kentucky. I think when you go through long periods of football and it's not that you're not good, but, like, the speed of the game, particularly at this point in the year when the young guys aren't young anymore and they figured it out, and you get into a playoff situation, whatever it is, and the intensity ramps up. It's no different than a baseball playoff game, right? I mean, it's like you get into that. If you haven't been war tested and understand, I mean, there is an adjustment period, and it gets teams, and I think that's what got. I'm being serious. I think that's what got Ohio State last year against Michigan. Is, like, I think part of Ohio State's Michigan thing that they have is that they spend the type of football that they play. Like, Michigan doesn't have much of a speed of the game thing because they always lined up in 22 personnel and just ran power. They don't care if you're there or not.
Yeah.
But when you're a spread team, and you go and your timing and everything goes off when it ramps up. And so I think it's more of that. But, like, to your point, in the SEC, it's like, while at the same time, I think probably Texas A&M is probably the closest thing we got to what used to be what we would consider a really good SEC team, because they're dominant on one side of the ball and they are above average on the other side, and they kind of just lean on you. I think every team in this league, I would probably go Kentucky is probably the one, but most everybody has enough ass to kick ass on one side of the ball unit wise, right? And so, like, Arkansas, like you just said, Arkansas is going to score points, man. So you got to show up on your offense, has to show up, because if you don't score points, you could get ran out of the building. Or you play, just whoever, it's like Mississippi State. Mississippi State can get you too if you're not, because they have an ability to do that. But I think it's kind of what the difference is.
Jeffrey, Auburn now up 14-3 on Vanderbilt. The Tigers have scored again. What was your take on Thursday regarding Vanderbilt?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, now if this game continues,
it's a little irrelevant right now.
Correct. But my take from Tuesday night was the biggest loser from the college football playoff rankings that I don't think got discussed as a loser was Vanderbilt. Because if you started to look at it, they've told us they're kind of doing the tiers thing this year, where they're putting teams in tiers. And if you looked at it, even though Vanderbilt was a 2-loss SEC team, they put Oklahoma and Texas at like 11 and 12. And then they had that cluster of ACC teams. And then they put Vanderbilt behind them. So to me, that told me, number one, they're in a different tier. And then if you started to look at it, okay, who are their remaining games going to be? The remaining games were going to be Auburn today, Kentucky in a week, and then Tennessee. Well, if you beat Tennessee, that's like you beat an 8-4 team, even though like we know that would be a pretty good win for them on the road. Like they weren't actually going to have the ability to kind of keep moving up, even if they would have finished at 10-2. Like they were going to need, it wasn't saying like, oh, they're eliminated if they don't come back and win today, but like they're going to need a lot of help.
Yeah, I don't know. There was something about the end of that loss today. I actually kind of liked Auburn today. Vanderbilt felt a little broken to me the other day. We'll see where it goes, but I miss plenty.
They feel to me just
I
like
liked Auburn today.
I agree. I thought they were also going to get a bump, and then I'm with you on the like when you. I think the season's taken its toll on Vandy. Like they played a lot of big games in a row.
Neil had this theory the other day. We were just kind of talking, Siski. Any shot in hell Durkin gets that job if they run it?
If Auburn wins today, DJ Durkin's going to be the leader in the clubhouse.
Even just today?
If Auburn wins today,
okay,
DJ Durkin will be the leader in the clubhouse.
So you do think, Tyler, it's possible he gets the job without winning the Iron Bowl?
I just think you're at that point in a coaching search, there's going to have to be decisions made before Saturday.
So, Tyler, you tell me, because this is less informed. This is more just kind of reading the information I'm getting. If a lot of these coaches wind up staying, are we going to have a situation where, I mean, like, not everybody, only one team's getting Lane Kiffin, whether it's Ole Miss, whether it's Florida, whoever, like only one team's getting Lane. I mean, if what Drinkwitz's family is saying is true, that he's not leaving Missouri, it's like, are we going to wind up in a situation where a lot of these teams are either going to be like looking for ways to get their interims the full-time gig, or they're going to start like looking at guys that we don't like further down the list? Like, I think it's possible that we don't see as much of the massive like fireworks in terms of everyone's moving around. Like I can see where it doesn't get as explosive, even though we have these awesome jobs open.
I've been saying it for 3 weeks. Who are you going to hire? But nobody, like I literally, so the coaching search stuff, I've been saying it for 3 weeks, but like, I don't think people listen. I think they hear me talk like, oh, it's just another guy talking. Who are you going to hire? Like, I mean, I had a long conversation with a really big agent yesterday. Long personal conversation. You know what the first words out of his mouth were? Who is all the people going to hire?
Well, so I also wonder.
Listen, I don't know.
I was also wondering, to a certain extent, is this kind of
$50 million with not like it's?
I was it's actually a market correction.
Somebody needs to like the biggest problem is this to me is I get emotions are high. It is freaking malpractice from a athletic department standpoint to let people walk with $50 million and not have a single idea of who is coming through the door. Like, why don't we talk about that? And I say that, and again, and I get it. I shouldn't say anything. Fans don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't care. That's a whole year of TV money. That is a whole year of TV money. And you have no idea who's coming through the door. And like,
I would also argue,
you can say he's an asshole. You can say he kicks dogs and he likes to cook cats. But if you have a guy that's winning football games, maybe he lost 3 in a row. Okay. It's not $50 million bad. Like, and you have no idea who's coming through the door. That's malpractice.
Well, I think what, to your point, because I totally agree with you. I think, though, for the most part, there haven't been huge consequences. You know what I mean? Like, some rich people are lighter in the wallet, like previously when you do these buyouts. But now, like, this is not just like, okay, this isn't just your 7 or 8 boosters are lighter in the wallet. This is like you've got less money to go compete. And so I do think that there's going to start to be more consequences. And so therefore, I think people are going to actually start to realize, like, hey, we can't just sit there and, like, pass around the hat at halftime because we just gave up 3 unanswered touchdowns.
And I've said this.
I think is the surprising part a little bit to me is, like, it was a fairly popular theory a year ago to think that a lot of these schools are going to be stuck with coaches because schools would be scared to pay the buyout. And that obviously has not happened. And now we're just trying to figure out what the consequences of actually doing that are. I thought this would scare people off from firing people, and the opposite has happened. Why do you think that is?
Well, I did too. Like my point has been the whole time. Okay. And this, I was kind of piggybacking on what Jeffrey just said. All right. Like, there's 2 individuals that have come up with $53.7 million in LSU. We agree with that?
Yes.
How are you going to do it? Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. If you like, to Jeffrey's point, was like, oh, a few rich guys would be light in the pocket. Why wouldn't you spend, in the era that we were just in when you could have front loaded, why wouldn't you come up with $53.7 million to go buy the best team God ever created?
Well, I think
fairness, why would you spend money to be sad? Why don't you spend money to be happy? Now that part's over now, but I don't understand.
I think well, the argument would be for Florida, and I'm not trying to pick on Billy, but what I'm saying is Florida would say, well, we did that last year, and we still wound up with the same result, so here we are.
Yeah, I'm not. Florida's. I'm not talking about Florida. I'm just talking about, like, okay, if I was LSU, okay, and they put together a great defensive roster, but they didn't put together a great offensive line. You know what I mean? Like, go buy the best offensive line money can buy. Sure. If you've got $53 million laying around that you want to spend, and go win. You know what I mean? And I
think the other answer to that is also LSU, whether or not they're right, they at least convince themselves that night that they're not going to pay the full 53. And again, I think Brian Kelly has said, like, over my dead body, like, yeah, you're going to pay it. Like, that's, and so I'm sure they'll fight it out in court. And I can tell you who's definitely going to win is the lawyers.
I bet it doesn't go to discovery.
I think you're probably right on that one. Well, that was the other thing. My favorite part of this LSU thing, I know everybody loves to do the whole Landry thing in the press conference. My favorite part so far was elevating, what's his name, Verge?
Yeah, that works. Sure. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Verge, and then the new president is at a press conference, like, basically, like, talking about it. And then it's what came to light is just like a political reporter going, sir, do you have any comments about Verge being one of the number 1 culprits in the Title IX case with the law firm? I've already forgotten their name, where they basically said the findings said he has been found categorically unbelievable. Like, we cannot trust anything that he says in this case. And the president was just like, that is news to me. Like,
it's
like literally you can see it. You can see it in real time. This poor guy, like, granted, he's getting the LSU president's gig. He'll be fine, whatever. But you could tell it's like, no one fucking did this. Like, he was like, no, I did not have any. I didn't read up on every possible line of this Title IX investigation from 5 years ago. But this guy's just the guy that they told me to name head athletic director. Like you could just feel, like, the anger of, like, I was unaware.
It is a situation. It's so much stuff. Tyler's exactly right. And you've got these emotional fan bases that just want the AD to, by God, make a change. And the boosters are yelling at them to make a change. They don't have patience for anything else. They don't believe in any other method. And then you get athletic departments that feel like they can't do anything but just negotiate. And you get these skilled agents that are taking every bit of the advantage of it. It's not an equal playing field. And again, it's not Jimmy's job to protect college football, for God's sake, but he's at such an advantage when he's doing this that it just creates this damn cycle, and it's where we are. And until, again, this is utopia, which is never going to happen until everybody gets together and goes, nope, we stop being stupid. Yet there's always going to be one emotional, stupid person who keeps it from changing.
The problem is there's always going to be someone that's going to view, well, if everybody's going to, like, collude, well, I'm going to zig when everybody zags. I'm going to break it, and then I'm going to get better. So, like,
Texas Tech goes, no, I'm really enjoying this shit. I'm going to go spend $35 million.
Now, what Tyler, I do think this is also what's different. It seems to me now, athletic directors, like we've always talked about, when somebody's fired, when you get to the game and you go like, holy hell, there's 17,000 people here. Like this is over. What has changed now is athletic directors think, what is next week going to look like? And if they, in their mind, they envision that it's going to be half empty, they're just like, we have to make a change.
Well, what the difference is the athletic directors have now become emotional. Not all of them, but some of them.
But a large portion of them have.
On the ball, dude. Drop your nuts.
Is it because it's not their money and they get another chance at saving their own job for a few years?
Well, that's the thing is like, I've never like somebody, it was a great point. It's like, when are and look, I like a lot. There's a lot of really good ADs. So I hate putting like, oh, ADs suck. There's a lot of great ADs. But at what point, it's a lot cheaper to damn buy out an AD than it is a coach. Like, at what point do they, if you hired the guy and it's a disaster, like, why are you getting to hire the next guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hired a guy and it's a disaster, now I'm not saying, but now if you didn't hire the guy, I get it, all that stuff. But if you hired the guy and it's a disaster, why are you the guy that, I got two things here. One, why are you the guy hiring the next one? And two, why are you like, why, if you're still have a job and somebody else is hiring a guy, why are you the AD?
So I think my theory on this is, unlike in pro sports where there's an owner, like in the end, more times than not, the AD's job is to kiss a lot of ass of boosters. And so when I think things go wrong, the AD starts presenting options to the boosters that sound better to them. And it's kind of a CYA thing where it's like, all right, well, we could do this. And more times than not, like most coaches, I'm not saying they're wrong, but most coaches, their ideal relationship with boosters is write the check, shut up, I'll give you the wins. But because of that, most of them aren't really, they don't have as good of a relationship with the people that are writing the checks, because the ADs are just kissing their asses all the time. And some coaches do that, and like they are able to like buy some time, but like in the end, that's kind of what it comes down to, is there's no one, all these people that are actually good at business when it comes to their football teams, like they're just 11-year-olds.
Well, and like Siski, you mentioned spending $50 million to be happy versus sad, which I totally agree with. But I just wonder how much control the ADs have in this modern era, because you mentioned them being emotional, whether it's a rational fear or not. Part of this is probably fear of not having future, like funding in the future to fund the roster if you keep the guy, and people checking out is another side of this too. Like that probably has to be a fear. I don't know if it's rational or not, but that definitely plays into it.
Well, you got to, I'm with you. I 100% agree with you. I really do. But you can either A, have the fear of funding in the future, or B, go in the whole $50 million today. And then like there is a bigger picture.
Well, LSU justified this in their head by going, well, it's only $800,000 a month. And it was like, holy
dude, I've heard that.
God.
I've heard that excuse. Yeah. Well, think about this. If in the case that's how they do it, right? All right.
Yeah.
How much do you think? Let's just give me a ballpark. What do you think they're willing to spend on the next head coach?
Oh, I mean, if we think they're not going to take some huge discount because they're broke, I don't know. Shit, $10 million. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the real question is,
going to the line item. Imagine going to the line item and spending $2 million a month on your head coach.
Well, but also
think about like this, and it's a gamble. Like, imagine spending $2 million a month on your head coach position and not actually, like, for $2 million a month, you better win. Like, you should be guaranteeing yourself like massive trophies.
Listen,
yeah,
I also think this is a question, Tyler. Like, are you better off just taking all of that money and go finding, a good, solid football coach that maybe doesn't win the press conference, but hey, man,
that's not an option.
Can't
do that. Can't do that.
Whoa, well, let's not get
Whoa,
crazy
whoa,
now.
whoa,
Whoa.
Jeffrey.
Listen,
Now,
it was sorry.
We got to win the press conference.
I didn't want to imply that I think more times than not players win games. I don't want to actually, because Joey McGuire just learned how to coach differently this year. He's a much better football coach than he was.
Just figured it out. Just figured it out.
And listen, James Franklin still knew how to coach football 9 months ago, but he does not today. So like we just have to acknowledge that. So it's like, I don't know. I keep waiting for someone to try and sit there and go, why don't we build up the operation? Get a good, solid coach. I'm not saying we're getting like nobody, but understand, hey, to fairness to them, that's kind of what Texas A&M did. Like when they fired Jimbo and said, here's $73 million, at first they're going to get Mark Stoops, and then somebody goes, wait a minute. It's going to cost us another $55 million to go get Mark Stoops, or we could go get someone that we think is as good of a football coach in Tim Elko, and it's going to cost us half the money. Let's go do that, and then we're going to build up everything else.
And he wouldn't have got the shot at Texas A&M if he hadn't have been there previously.
Correct, because when Jimbo wouldn't
press conference.
Well, and on top of that, like the stuff that Jimbo didn't want to do, Mike more times than not stepped up and did it. Like, hey, if Mike's the one that's got to go sit there and play a crappy round of golf, like he's the one that's stepping up and doing it and keeping everybody happy.
Oh no, McCready, how are you?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you all?
Oh, we're lovely. Watching Auburn 14, Vanderbilt 3, the epic scene as Jeffrey is reveling in Iowa City. Texas A&M and Missouri going at it. Currently 7-0, but A&M looking for more there in Como currently. So that's where we are.
I got you. See where Auburn is having an offensive day.
They are.
Interesting.
Did Lane have a ton of takes on the Citadel today? I mean, just full of the Citadel takes.
No, I've got a lot of credit to pass out to everyone today. First, I like to credit the Citadel. It was a wonderful offensive game plan. It was efficient. We moved the clock, got in, got out, got the check left. Kudos to the Citadel. You're now challenging Wofford as one of my favorite teams in all of college football. I would also like to compliment the Ole Miss media corps. We did not force 22 stories from a game that there was nothing to write about before a game where there's a lot to write about. In general, just a real solid day at the office, honestly. A day where we were efficient and we got a lot done. Got a column that was written, inserted the score. No one messed with the column. Even got the injury updates, tied that up nice and clean. Daquan Wright, Will Eccles both could have returned. Obviously, there was no reason for them to return, so they didn't. Trinidad Chambliss played awfully well. The numbers bear that out. Austin Simmons played well. I think the Lanes maybe one regret from the game, other than he was a little upset with the backup offense, but I think that felt a little forced. He would have liked for Caden Lee not to have lost the ball in the sun on that deep post from Austin. I think he would have liked to have seen that be the big explosive play that it was drawn up to be. But I think all in all, I think he was pretty pleased with his team, and I think everyone sort of understood their role today in Ole Miss versus the Citadel, and I think everyone sort of performed their role accordingly, and we should all be proud and pleased.
You mean even the Citadel when you say that?
Absolutely. The Citadel came to collect the paycheck.
Yeah.
Collect the paycheck. Game started at noon. We were on pace to finish by 3:04, but I think they took a TV timeout with 13 seconds left, which is insane. We only had one review. The review was completely unnecessary. I said that out loud in the press box and was sort of scolded. I was told that the integrity of the game. If you're serious about integrity of the game, the Citadel and Ole Miss don't share a field.
We were talking about the integrity. I think this is the first college football game in the last 5 years that might have been behind on commercial breaks.
Yeah, and they were panicked about it, But
Yes.
don't talk to me about
correct.
integrity.
They were worried about the integrity
Also,
of the television.
hey,
content.
to this, the Citadel was also a cheap out. Ole Miss only had to give them $500K. It's hard to find a team for $500K anymore. That's way cheap.
FCS teams are cheaper than FBS teams.
Yeah,
of course.
Half more because of the quote unquote bowl eligibility count.
It doesn't count. Yeah, you can only it doesn't count as much.
Count one every 2 years. As somebody who spent a whole time in the whole lot of life in the Sun Belt trying to get to that 6 win for that bowl bonus, I know the old bowl eligibility FCS rule very well.
You can tell me that some of those FCS schools collectively make more money cash and checks in basketball because they count the same.
I don't even know. I don't know what that is. That would be an interesting. I mean, y'all may know. I don't even. I have no idea what the check is for smaller schools in basketball. Do y'all have an idea?
I can't recall last year. Somebody wrote about Jackson State last year. Like Jackson State's first 7 or 8 basketball games was like.
No, it was Valley. It was a huge athletic story on Valley. Is what it was.
Yeah, and it's I think they made $2.5 million just over 7. They were just going around the country taking L's and cashing checks.
Oh, dude, I think I've told a story a long time ago, but when I first got to Arkansas State, so 2002, we were in the Sun Belt had just started. There was only 6 conference games, so we played 6 money games, and we had let's go play Virginia Tech this week. Oh, let's go Illinois this week. Hey, let's go play Louisville next week. It was just but the whole conference was like that because you ran your whole athletic department off that budget. And so by the time conference play got around, you had no idea who was good because the best team in the league was 1-5. It was brutal. You just got your face kicked in for 6 weeks. And then if whoever was the healthiest ended up winning the league.
What was the Brown that was at UAB?
Watson Brown.
He's Mac's brother, right?
I believe so, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
He used to do the move where their 4 non-con games when they would just get paid, he'd sit everybody. And so you'd always see UAB would be 8-4 at the end of the year, but once they got to CUSA play, he started playing all the starters. He's like, we're not going to win these games. Let's just keep everybody healthy. The ones that matter. Conference USA.
I remember at Alabama, we were playing, I think this was 14, but we were playing Tennessee Chattanooga, and it was the week before the Iron Bowl. All right, so it was their last regular season game. We spent the week getting our ass ripped by Nick and trying to get everybody focused and everything, and he's just ripping people's ass because they're not focused. We're playing Tennessee Chattanooga, coaches, players, it didn't matter. They're just getting after everybody. And then they start the game, and I mean, first drive goes. I'm trying to look for signals and steal signals and things like that. Can't find the coach that's signaling because the head coach signaled in. I can't find him. They're yelling what's the personnel group? I said I have no idea. I can't see anybody signaling. I don't know what's going on. And I finally look over. The head coach in the middle of the game. The head coach is down at the 10-yard line talking with the boosters and stuff that made the trip. They played no one because they were already in their playoffs. The FCS playoffs started the next week. They played no one, and Nick is ripping everybody's ass. I'm like, Coach, they're not even calling plays. I think they're letting the quarterback call the plays.
Right. They are literally here to meet their contractual obligations so that we will hand them a check. That is the only reason why they're here.
And then 50-something to nothing later at halftime, he's still pissed.
By the way, this is the first time Auburn has scored more than 10 points and a half since the A&M game last year. In an SEC.
Vanderbilt has now responded. 17-10 Tigers, 1:15 to go.
Can we just get a good football game? I feel like the whole day, I want a good football game. I guess Indiana Penn State became a good game, but if you were watching the whole time, it kind of snuck up on you because Indiana was up by 10-14 most of the game. And then all of a sudden, Penn State got an offensive score, a turnover, and then you're like, oh shit, this is a game. I just want a good solid game back and forth.
Are we sure the dude that proposed on the field today wanted Lane in that photo? They looked like almost annoyed that he was in the photo.
That was discussed in the post game. It may have been the most interesting part of the post game.
Okay, yeah.
Lane said that he went out and he just sort of spontaneously went out and photobombed the picture, the photo. And he said that later he asked, "Do you think they may not have wanted me in there?" And that someone on the headset was like, "No, it's Mississippi. Everybody does stuff like that or whatever." I Lane was funny today. I mean, he was kind of. Someone said he was pissed off walking off the field. I didn't see that, so I don't know. Maybe he was irritated with the backup offense or something. I'm not exactly sure, but like the halftime comment about the Mississippi State game, and then the proposal at in the third quarter, all that stuff. There was just. I'll say this. I said this walking. I was talking to Michael Katz. We were walking to the media area, and I said, if that's a dude that's on the cusp of leaving, he is really a phenomenal actor. I mean, he didn't act like someone who has this weighty decision hanging over him. I'm not saying he does or doesn't.
No, he was almost like bored with the game, so he was just entertaining himself. I mean, all day.
So he sounds like all of us.
Yeah, the game was boring. I mean, but I mean, it was just I don't know. For some reason, I found it sort of interesting. I don't know. I'm not going to make more of it than it should be made because it was a Saturday afternoon and you're blowing a team out and it's not a competitive game and they're not really trying to do anything interesting. They're trying to just get out of there. And
I got to tell you,
if you propose in front of 40,000 people, are you allowed to bitch that the photos don't go as planned? I feel like they kind of get what you signed up for on that one.
I've also got to take. She did not have the look of this is how I wanted you to do this.
I don't know how often the female does want you to do it that way, right?
My wife told me she'd kill me if I did a public proposal like that. She said I'd absolutely not under any circumstance, which I mean, I can kind of get why.
Well, that's as soon as I saw him drop to his knee, I said, "Say no, say no, say no."
Oh well, that
must have been a hell of a rock because her eyes went like right to it, and she was like, I think it was.
She was gonna say yes in the moment, no matter what. Like she wasn't gonna do that to him.
If you say no, that guy can never leave his house ever again. That's just it for him.
Well, I think you get for doing it in that setting, man.
Or is that guy? Does that guy get the most sympathy leg in the history of sympathy leg? Like, if you crash and burn that bad, there is an avenue to playing it the right way to where you are just like
you are the victim.
Correct.
Do we really buy that? That's a because look. There's no way he didn't at least float that by some people, right? I mean, there's no way she didn't have a clue that's what was coming. No chance.
Well, I see.
He's
like
a world-class dipshit if he didn't vet it.
She was dressed cute. Well, God, y'all, show me a girl that goes to games that doesn't get dressed to the nines.
Siski, you got to take what? Go ahead. I can see your gears moving.
You're marinating. There. Let's go. Come on. It's Citadel week. You got to lay it on the line.
First of all, my guy, I saw this. I do have to preface this. Well, I watched 6 plays the entire game. I finally, in the first time in the history of college football, watched less of a game than Neil McCready did. All right, so I watched like 6 plays of the game. I did see that on social media. You better know what she's going to say. You deserve anything, any result that comes after you of that. 2 is this. Dude, I mean, it was a setup. You don't go out and hey, babe, I'm going to kick this field goal, and you're the one going to come out here, and you're going to get on your knee to hold it for me. Come on.
Come on. Because no one's done that all year, right? They've always just kicked it off the tee or whatever. No one's had somebody come hold the – no.
But you think she knows that no one's ever come out to hold it? I mean, you think she's paying that level of attention every week?
Well,
I think she absolutely knew for a fact that he was going to propose.
Speaking of paying, that was Aaliyah's first question. How much did he pay for that? And she wasn't talking about The Rock.
It's just –
Well, Well, they had one at Mississippi State too, right? A proposal there today.
Did they today?
Maybe.
I think so.
Love was
Not
in
sure.
the air. Love was in the air in the Magnolia State.
I guess so.
It was just because the guys already looked at the evening slate and was like, "Yeah, I got time to go do dinner tonight. Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah.
I've got a buddy that proposed at Tad Smith during a basketball game once, and they're very happy together all these years later. But yeah, most of the time I'm kind of like
rocking Tad Pad or sad Tad Pad.
It was a big non-con game, whatever year it was. I forget who they were playing, but it was a fairly major non-con game in like December.
I need to go see if I still have my Rod Squad shirt. If you can't see, stand up.
Last one on Friday, Jeffrey.
Those were great.
Yeah, Tad Pad going down. After
what are they finally putting in?
Oh, by the way, if it's cold, everybody dress accordingly. I'm told that the HVAC is not working in the Tad Pad. So, and I'm actually being serious when I say this. I'm being serious when I say this. I mean, it's a joke too, but yeah. So,
I hope
Neil,
it rains.
did you say when they did that game? Was it 2 years ago when they did the Tad Pad game? You're like, it had a smell that even the Tad Pad never had before.
Yeah. It's like it smelled like it had been put in the attic for a few years and then brought
There's
down.
There's nothing worse than that feeling when you go on vacation for like a week and you turn the air off. That feeling of when you walk into the house and you can smell that the air hasn't been running like that. That's a must. It takes a while to circulate out.
Does the facility department at Ole Miss understand how condensation works on a basketball floor?
Probably not.
Look, I don't think there's a lot of people that want this game to be like. I think they're ready to move on.
Tyler, are you looking for an angle? Maybe we should
take the under? Being very diplomatic here. The list of people that really want this game to happen is a very small list. It might be a list of one person.
Well, if the HVAC's not working,
whose name rhymes with Driss Tiered.
Hey, all kidding aside, serious thing. Would they take the Tad Pad game, they get out there pregame and realize that the floor cannot stop condensating and move the game, the Tad Pad game, back to the pavilion to play the game right before the game starts?
I mean, we are talking about an arena that in its heyday did have to have a game delayed for the rain. We had a real rain delay.
Yeah.
It was a women's game, but we had a rain delay.
I covered an Ole Miss game once.
That's the sky.
Yeah. No,
the electricity happened. They lost power. I mean, just the place was just
one of my
I get this.
When Neil and I were covering a Kentucky game in like 2013, and we're walking to the media room, and Cal sees AK, and he just puts his hand on his back. He goes, "What do you need from me?" He's like, what do you need?" And then Cal goes into the presser and just rips the Tad Pad, like just going all in for AK. Like, y'all don't understand like how great of a coach this guy is. The fact that he can even field a competitive team, like when this facility, it was just, it was all just. I mean, it was true, but like then that was also the deal. That was the same press conference when Jerry Tipton asked AK, there was a stretch where y'all started to get back into it, and what did you change? What changed? He goes, boredom. He's like, Kentucky got bored. Like, God, he was the best.
Jerry's been gone a few years, right? Neil? He's
been retired for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
He was a legend.
I mean, Tad Smith opened mid-'60s, something like that. It had purple at one point because they were copying TCU and didn't change the paint color back in the day. In the beginning.
Wasn't Vaught a TCU guy?
Yeah.
So it's like the arenas that all look the same are like that, the Mid-South Coliseum, and then TCU's like they all like it's that same like spaceship bowl that like they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
They probably all smell the same too.
Bakersfield honoring Rod Barnes Friday night.
But he's not coaching there anymore, right?
Oh,
that's correct. He got caught up in all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, their athletics department's got some stuff.
he like had an assistant that might have committed crimes.
Yeah,
20 to 10 Auburn at the half, by the way. DJ Durkin pumping his fist. Pretty excited.
I am still wondering if this is the year of the underwhelming hire. And honestly, the truth is, like, a lot of times the underwhelming hire winds up being the right hire.
Yeah, it doesn't mean bad.
Yeah.
Just not what the fans expect.
Listen, Josh Heupel was Tennessee's like 4th choice.
Yeah, Chauncey says thoughts on having the game on the square. Well, a little late for that now. I guess technically you could make a regulation outside basketball game because they do it on the battleship occasionally, but I don't know.
I got this real crazy idea. You want to hear a crazy idea?
You and Neil are about to really agree here.
How about Ole Miss, who, like, since my arrival on campus in 2012, constantly bitched about the basketball facility. I got this crazy idea. Why don't you play like your basketball games in this big ass beautiful facility you have called the Pavilion? Hey,
all the time.
Also,
so
I got
my deal is like, okay, I understand when you go, okay, well, let's move one to Biloxi, let's move one to Tupelo. These non-league games, we might get a different crowd, blah blah blah. Sure. But the whole, hey, let's move one to the bad arena across the street when the perfectly good arena here is perfectly fine. I struggle with that one. But
you don't understand that when the streamers come down and the nostalgia kicks in and you go, God, can't miss this place.
I've admitted as much that I'm like,
it's a much more raucous environment for opponents than the Pavilion.
Why do I still have to watch Pavilion game with that shitty camera angle? Why y'all keep telling me that they're changing the angle?
They are moving the angle at the end of the year when the CGA runs out because there were about a dozen seats that would have to be eliminated, and technically those seats were under contract until the end of the year.
You've been saying this since like 2019.
I don't know.
You literally, you were telling me that they were changing the camera angle back like when they finally figured out like 6 months in. They're like,
That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
And like, that's my favorite. Ross was so sensitive about how badly they screwed that up because they didn't know. They put the student section in the wrong spot because they didn't know the SEC rules that like you couldn't have your student section going behind the bench.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That thing's like the perfect Ross Bjork thing. Like almost great.
I'm sure it wasn't Ross's fault. No way that was Ross's fault. No chance. No way.
Officially.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
You mentioned the nostalgia in the Pavilion, but like nostalgia, like that means like affection for the past. Is there actually nostalgia? I went to the game last year. I was like, holy shit, I'm depressed. What a dump. Like I didn't really get a lot of warm and fuzzy.
I thought the first one was really cool. I would have been fine with that being a one and done. I don't know. I mean, like,
my entire time there, the whole point was like, how can we get rid of this facility? And it's like just the perfect example of like human nature just being like, human nature will just always beat a bitch. Like, why can't we go back to the old one? It's like,
when people are like, you know what would be really cool is to bring Andy back to the Tad Pad. And I was like, he doesn't want to walk back into that.
Why don't you just let Andy come back and coach Ole Miss?
Tyler, don't threaten me with a good time.
That's just as hell. That's going to sell more tickets than I mean, shit.
Only if he wears the Christmas jacket, the red Christmas jacket. That's a must. He has to wear the red sport coat.
Or I will allow him to wear that suit that he had that was 12 sizes too big. That was like
it had 9 buttons.
Yeah, the draft suit, like the
Carmelo.
That draft. Yeah,
I remember
that was such a good look.
Because they would do the thing at the end that go, Andy Kennedy dressed exclusively by Nilsson's, and it's like I wouldn't admit that. No, stop.
Stop. Nielsen stopped saying, like, remember they stopped saying, like, we can't, like, unless he starts wearing the stuff that we give him, like,
we'll never sell another thing.
Yes.
God, he was the best.
Yeah. I mean, here's an outside opinion. I mean, as I said, Landon, our state guy in here, and he just makes a post and stream. Wait, Ole Miss is playing basketball on the Tad Pad this year? That is an outside opinion that gets brought up pretty frequently. So
more than fair.
I mean, you think Andy would do the pod this week, Neil?
I'll reach out and ask. I don't know what their schedule is.
See if we can talk a little Tad Pad.
It would be fun if I told him, hey, would you like to come on and talk Tad Pad?
Hey, Andy, by the way, people now are actually wanting games there.
I mean, it's got to boggle his mind.
So he has Alabama State. He has Alabama State on Tuesday, and he has High Point on Friday.
At home, both.
Both games are at home. And then it says he's playing Rhodes.
Really?
Like, I want to know, is this Rhodes College, like, across the street from me?
I mean, that's that league where, I mean, that league's what, a 1 to 2 bid league tops?
Oh, buddy. Their only path to multiple bids is if Memphis has a good non-conference and doesn't win the tournament.
I mean, the way scheduling is done now, that would be very difficult to schedule at a place like that, because your net's never going to be good enough to make you super attractive, and your team's going to be good enough to beat you if your team doesn't play well. So instead, you see teams like Alabama go to St. John's today, right? I mean, Arkansas, Michigan State play tonight. You get those kinds of games are becoming more and more prolific because it's a no-lose opportunity. Your team's going to get better, and your net's going to either stay where it is because you lose or jump because you win.
The only good thing I do think about now is, at least instead of just like, hey, let's go play in Indianapolis, like they are, like last night, Kansas went to North Carolina. That was freaking awesome.
Who won that game?
I believe
UNC routed them late.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Got out of hand, yeah.
Chase and I watched the last, 3-4 minutes of St. John's, Alabama today on my computer during the boredom, and I mean the game. And Alabama's LeBaron Philon. You see why everybody wanted him.
There's nothing like when you, like, Bama, like that game was in the 80s with 8 minutes left, and you're like, oh, this is just like one of those Bama games where like everybody's just bombing threes and making them.
Yeah, I mean, Bama puts up 103 points on St. John's. I mean, that doesn't happen to Rick Pitino teams too often.
St. John's had ball down 4, and next time I looked up, they were down 12. And that was it.
I think out of respect, I got to go bet Cal tonight. It's Izzo in November. Like, they're playing Michigan State, but it's like Izzo in November. That's not a spot to bet Izzo. You want to bet him in March.
It probably won't be a game I turn on, but I will go find the result and be interested in it, and probably wish I'd watched it. That Arkansas-Michigan State's kind of intriguing because people are talking about Arkansas's young guards, and Michigan State's got a young guard that NBA people are raving about. It's probably going to end up being a pretty good game.
No, I'm telling you, I got to look at Arkansas last week, and I mean, whoever they smoked on Tuesday night, like they looked the part to me.
A&M starting the second half now, 14-0 Aggies at Missouri. Missouri, pretty good job on opening kickoff back to the 34.
The young quarterback looks overwhelmed.
That's not a shock today.
Yeah.
Kind of felt that.
It's not the best defense to go up against when you're a little overwhelmed. That's pretty tough. A&M's, look, we do all the jokes about A&M and stuff, but I think they're legit.
I finally was right. It took 4 years, but I got it right.
It's true, Doug. It's true.
I can't believe you guys would.
The 1 year that Jeffrey and I were disciplined enough to go, I am not drinking the Kool-Aid.
We're in November. I do not have like any regrets.
No, I don't either. No, I told you and I had the conversation where I said one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to live up to it and I'll be wrong and I'll be able to live with it, or I'll fall for it again and not be able to live with it. And it was an easy decision. Good for you guys. I'm not jumping on at any point. No way.
No, I've also decided this. I'm now going to do the same thing with Mario next year. I am not letting myself believe. Like, they're going to beat somebody in September that's going to have to go down to Miami and can't play with humidity, and they're going to melt, and Miami's going to beat the crap out of them. Miami's going to have great guys line the lines of scrimmage again, and I'm going to talk myself into it. But it's like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not letting myself fall for this again.
More than fair approach to next season with Miami. I agree with it completely.
I do not think this is a generic. Oh, it is a generic Hobie hat Neil has on. Is it black? Is that the what's the font color?
It's white hat with black font. It's Hovey Dry Goods, HOVI Goods.com. Great hats. I love their hats. Fantastic. They feel so good that you forget they're on your head. No joke. Seriously. They're amazing. And I'm a bald guy. Bald guys like hats. When you're a bald guy, you become very picky about hats and caps and such. And this one's great.
Yeah, Joey asked what happened to the lady that always asked about coaches' salaries at press conferences. Her name was Sandra Knipsel, and she's now at the University of Rochester. So, yes.
Well, they're not overpaying their coach there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she was first question for Nutt when he was hired was why do you feel like you should be the highest paid person in the state of Mississippi?
I think y'all should fly her back in for the next week or so.
He made some comment about how Pepperdine tuition was really expensive or something. There was like some random comment.
Right, hold on. Time out.
That's true. Haven went to Pepperdine. She was a year younger.
Yeah. There you go.
Time was pretty cryptic. Are you?
No, I'm not. I am not saying anything. I'm just here enjoying my day.
That felt like you knew something. That felt like
day. Watching my guy Derek Nix run the offense as it was designed to be run. I'm just enjoying life.
That felt.
I haven't seen that offense right there since like circa 13 Ole Miss. That was good shit.
I don't know about that. That felt like
I was like throwing my hands up, like go get him, D Nix. Saw my guy Hiller sitting next to him in the box. Felt like old time.
What do you guys think this week will be like? I wrote my column about how I think it could get kind of weird just because, I mean, let's be honest. The Florida people, including a segment of their media, are living in an era when the Tad Pad was a nice arena. And they don't seem to understand some of the complications, for lack of a better word. And so I think it's going to be a constant topic unless Lane kills it. He could kill it. I mean, he's the one person who could make it. I guess someone at Florida could say Lane Kiffin's not a candidate. We're not interested. That might do something. But Lane Kiffin's the one person that could just make it go away.
Why would Florida say that now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Florida hasn't already done that yet.
You're
like,
cold, Tyler?
Cold in here.
Yeah, you look cold. You son of a bitch.
You know who's glad they're not freezing right now? Auburn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want to change the subject. So what?
Tyler, okay, when you say weird, what do you mean? Like national people in town?
Yeah.
Like
do national people show up and start writing these big things about all? I mean, does it just get weird? Because look. It's a big effing game. I mean, it's the total opposite of the game we just covered, right? Where Ole Miss was never losing to the Citadel in a million gazillion years. That game was over somewhere before it started. Everybody knew it. Everybody acknowledged it. I mean, again, I said at the beginning of my appearance here, I was proud of everyone. No one tried to make that game something that it wasn't. This game Saturday, forget the Kiffin to Florida rumor crap. If Ole Miss wins, I mean, their ticket might get punched. And if you watch Mississippi State today, and I had them on my computer, and I mean, this is not me ripping State, but their defense isn't good. And so Ole Miss is going to score points on State. I think it'll end up being a fairly close game and whatnot, but I mean, I think Ole Miss is going to beat State. It's my opinion. And if they beat Florida, I mean, 11-1, forget all the other stuff. 11-1 puts you in a really nice spot for the playoffs.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to host a playoff game.
You have a real shot to be playing. I mean, a real shot to be playing in one of the quarterfinal games on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I mean, it's a huge game. I mean, we just spent years talking about the playoffs. We spent a whole offseason lamenting the fact that a playoff caliber team didn't make the playoffs. If this team makes the playoffs, I feel like Jim Moore, that's a major accomplishment.
Playoffs.
And it's what we should be talking about. And instead, I kind of wonder if this week gets a little sabotaged with the whole Kiffin Florida thing and people lose track of the fact that this program that just 1 year ago blew a chance to make it turns around with a lesser team, in my opinion, and makes it.
Don't you think if it does get weird, Lane did or said something to make it weird and expedite the whole thing? And I don't even mean like direct, just like his typical like cryptic stuff.
I mean, he's going to be cryptic. Is what he does.
I mean,
He's going to put out he's going to put out tweets that he knows can be read certain ways, and Florida fans will take all the bait. I mean, just the blood and the chum in the water.
But here's my point, Chase. If he were to lose this game Saturday, it's a monumental loss on him. It's massive.
I mean,
this is going to sound bigger than I mean this. It will be a bigger loss on him to everyone but him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But, man, the narrative around Kiffin would be like, oh, my God, you did it again. That's what I kind of wrote in my column was like, you do it one time and everybody gives you a pass because shit happens. You do it another time where your team doesn't show up for, in this case, a home game at night, the whole deal. I mean, all the conspiracy theories, the league's out to get you. The league hates you. That's why they schedule all your games at 4 a.m. And then you get the game at 6 o'clock on ESPN at home. I mean, there's no excuse to lose it. You're playing a team that half the roster's checked out for tonight's game at Kentucky. I mean, you have to win it. And if you don't win it, it's on you. I mean, it's a big game. And if you do win it, I don't know, you guys are better at this CFP math than I am, but if you do win it, I'm not sure you can fall out. You can fall out of hosting.
Well, look, here's the one, and this is what we probably didn't account for back when we first started talking about Ole Miss's schedule and record and strength of record and all that. You're concerned if you lose one of these two games is simply that you don't have to be in the top 11 anymore. You got to be in the top 10. So would a loss knock you from 6 or even 7 to 11? That's the problem.
Oh, I see. Because they're basically two.
Yeah, correct, Tyler. I mean, an ACC team could get into the top 12 and that not be the case anymore.
They will.
Yeah.
The ACC champ will be in the top 12.
Okay. Well, then if so, you get one extra spot to deal with, and it's the 11, not the 10 at that point.
Because they're not going to put an ACC because it's either going to be Louisville or Virginia, right? So they're not going to put a 11-1 ACC team 14th. Or at that case, it'll be 12-1. You're not going to go 12-1 and be outside of that. If that makes sense. Like, I think 11 is going to be the cutoff when it all comes down to it.
And then I said this earlier in the week, and I still believe it. I could be wrong. It's just my opinion. Everybody don't freak the hell out when you move from 6 to 7 this week because Texas Tech jumps you. It'd be all right. So.
Ole Miss, in my opinion, by the time that they get to – because they're not playing the week after, right? So by the time it gets to – if they win next week, I think they're in. I think they'll be 5 or 6 when they play State, and they're not going to drop 7 spots if they lost.
Yeah.
Be pissed, but I don't think they'd drop.
I guess, though, to Neil's question, this is my whole thing. Like, how many people are like the Florida's not going to send their beat there on Monday? I mean, I guess maybe like Thamel's not going to show up. Like, my thing is, I think it's not going to be all that weird for y'all covering the team. Like, I don't think it's going to be all that unusual. I just think maybe the conversation might be loud, but I would be surprised if the local atmosphere is weird.
No, I expect just some national pieces about it, right? That kind of thing. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'll be honest. I don't even know what to ask him about it. I mean, I really don't know what question's fair to ask.
I think a big part, to me, because I was talking about this with Topmeyer, and then Tyler and I talked about it a little bit, but I talked about it with Topmeyer yesterday. It's noteworthy to me how quiet the actual coaching carousel has been. Like, you got some people, we're talking about the same things, but in terms of the people that I actually trust as good journalists that cover these things, everybody's been consistent in saying like they'll do like the Athletic had like a Feldman update on like what we're hearing, and I think ESPN did that, and it was basically kind of like the same information from a month ago. Like it was just kind of like it doesn't feel like there has been a ton of reported movement. I mean, I guess to Tyler's reaction might say like, well, things are happening behind the scenes, which is totally fine. But what I'm saying is, in terms of the people that usually have this stuff, there's not a lot happening.
No, it's true. I mean, yeah, there's a lot happening behind the scenes. I mean, because you have several jobs that are open, which allows people to go search and stuff. And if something gets out, it gets out. But I mean, the fact that James Franklin hasn't locked into a job yet tells me that there's at least rumors that other stuff's going to open up.
Who's Memphis hiring, Jeffrey?
Are we sure Ryan's getting a gig?
I'm not.
Oh, well, good point. Yeah, good point.
I think if you
the
made me bet,
Silverfield to Arkansas
Ryan,
stuff, I don't think is true.
If you made me bet today, Ryan is the coach of Memphis next year. Now, the one I'm watching is if Drinkwitz actually leaves. Because Laird loves Ryan, and Laird's now the Missouri AD.
Right, yeah.
Loves Ryan.
Where are we thinking
the stability of Ryan?
I know you guys probably already talked about this. Where is Drinkwitz supposedly going? Is it Penn State or Florida or what?
If you made me
like
guess,
I'm putting zero into any of that betting market crap. I'm out.
If I had to guess today, I would say he's the coach of Florida. But if you told me he's the coach, if you told me he's the Missouri coach next year, I think I'd buy it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
100%. No, completely.
I can tell you that his family, his. I mean, I know everybody always says this, but his family has been really vocal about we're not going anywhere.
And again, I don't like to Neil's point. Every family always says, "Oh, we never want to leave. We're always happy here," and then all of a sudden they leave. But like, so far the trend that we have seen from the coaching markets is guys that have good jobs and that the schools have done right by them. They've all stayed so far. Rhett staying at SMU, Signetti staying at Indiana, like Rule staying at Nebraska, although I don't know how serious the Rule candidacy elsewhere was. But at the same time, like, he's staying. Like, so far, the trend has been people are staying.
I am completely sabotaging this conversation. But Jeffrey, was it Tuberville who, when he left Ole Miss, they griped because there weren't enough grocery stores in town, and that was one of the reasons?
Oh, yeah.
Was that Tuberville? Yeah.
That was Tuberville's wife.
It was Suzanne.
Yeah, it was
that's what I
Tubbs'
thought.
wife. That might have been the original wife on paper.
Wrong.
No. It was a food desert. Still is to an extent. Yeah. Because that Sullivan isn't coming anymore.
The old Kroger. What are you talking about?
Hey, the Kroger is big. I mean, but they're not getting to the Sullivans anymore.
I know they're your advertiser, and so this is going to sound like I'm kissing ass, but I guess I am, but not necessarily for that reason. But chicory has gotten really, really good, and it's changed the game.
You had the red beans and rice. You said it was outstanding.
I did. I'm here by myself this weekend. I had the red beans and rice yesterday, and they were great. I mean, it was perfect. It was really, really good.
My favorite Mexican restaurant got moved out so they could expand that Kroger. That's all I remember.
Oh, that's right.
I think they moved over into the spot next to the Aaron's.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's the same menu. I mean, most of them are, but I think that might be the same people too. We do that occasionally.
I'm pretty sure it's the same people.
I was going to get a sandwich, Chase, but it appeared that all the sandwiches already had mayo on them, and so I was like, no, I don't like mayo. I mean, I'll starve before I eat mayo, and so I was like, okay, well, let's see what else we have, and I did the red beans and rice, and it was great. I'm so glad I did that because I would have preferred it over a sandwich.
Jake, thanks for Super Chat. He just says, thanks for the content. Appreciate you. I mean, no, Oxford 20 years ago and Oxford today are not the same towns, Austin. I mean, in no way. I mean, there's not a single part of the town that is the same anymore.
Not even close. Totally different than when I moved here in 2008.
Closest Costco is Jeffrey's Costco, Randy. That's the closest Costco to us.
Technically, Big Jeff's Costco.
Okay.
The Hacks Cross. I'm the Germantown Parkway Costco guy.
Okay. Yes.
Better parking spot.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some, I don't know what the development or the planning was with that Sullivan's grocery thing. Something about like some, I don't know. There was some.
I know.
Some.
I think
thing.
I know the deal because of the ordinances. Everything had to be 2 stories, and the grocery store was like, but we don't do 2 stories. That doesn't make sense. And so when that threw it off, that ended it.
You should jump on the planning commission and get that fixed, Neil. Get some local government action going.
I think it's one of those things where if you put me on the planning commission, I probably would get a lot of shit done. But me getting elected to the planning commission is another thing entirely. And that's
you need to be appointed, not elected.
Yeah, I need there to be a scandal, someone have to resign, and then I get appointed, and then I start doing stuff.
Yes, Chicory is a full-fledged grocery store. I mean, it's not huge, but they have a ton of local produce, organic stuff, and they have. I mean, all the vendors they have in there. You can kind of get whatever you want. There's a ton of options.
Vanderbilt basketball.
Can somebody explain to me how Iowa just turned it over?
He fumbled. He lost the ball and he landed on his butt, and the ball sort of landed in his lap, and he grabbed it. And then a kid from Oregon dove in and took it. And so the ruling on the field is he was down by contact, but they just overturned it and gave the ball to Oregon. And
actually, sorry, Neil, going back to that, Robert's actually right. I think, the planning commission is appointed. It's not like alderman. Because he says, get someone removed. We've done that. Robert, a buddy of mine, he's an alderman in Clinton. So, yeah. There we go. We just need...
I'd make noise on the board of planning or whatever.
Planning gets more done than alderman sometimes. I mean, because that's actually getting your stuff done before you get to the other one. I mean, depending on the situation. So,
I wouldn't have to worry about like appeasing my buddies and stuff.
I mean,
my argument,
and you're not gonna lose like listeners over that. Like they don't give a shit. No. So like. I mean, you're going to make an advertiser mad occasionally.
My campaign would be, I have no friends. Let's go.
I was told this a couple of weeks ago. The reason why Max South, like if somebody would look into the bane of my existence when I lived down there, Max South, if someone would look into that, that is corrupt as hell.
No. You think?
Yeah, no. I hope everybody's sitting down for that.
Man, I dealt with them for a little while, and I was like...
They're the worst.
One of my last conversations with them was, you guys, you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Oh, I told you. I was convinced that it was a drug laundering operation. Like, all it was just, like, launder money. Like, he's just trying to
rule it out. I can't rule it out.
I mean, Go ahead. Jeffrey.
Remember when I would literally go to the school to load the podcast, because if I loaded it from where we recorded it at the condo, it would take an hour.
Well, it was like 2014 was about the last time I had it still. And I remember calling because my computer wouldn't log on something, and they tell me it was an internet problem. And I get the Max South or MetroCats, whatever the guy's name, on the phone, and he goes, hey, here's you're like, go through the booklet with me and do this. And he kept going, hit this button. I'm like, dude, that's not on the drop down. It doesn't exist. And he was trying to show me through a booklet for like the Tiger version of the OS from Apple. And it was from like 2005.
Yeah.
It was 10 years old. And he's like, no, that's how you log in and do this. That's how that works.
My favorite is like when you used to go, like they had a retail outlet like over there on Jackson. And then you would go and you would try to like handle the issue in there. They're like, you need to call the customer people. I was like, well, first off, define customer people. Like, who am I supposed to? Like, basically, it was just like they didn't even they were just truly just cashing a paycheck.
All right, 2010 Auburn.
Anybody watching the Bard Burner in Chapel Hill?
No.
We're about to go to the half at 3-3.
Vandy's driving. Oh, that's bad.
Tyler, is Bill Belichick the coach next year in North Carolina?
If he wants to be.
Right, because they actually cannot
look
fire
at cryptic Tyler Siskey today.
Yeah.
I mean, cryptic Tyler Siskey today. Just going in with one cryptic answer after another, delivered in deadpan fashion. Just cryptic.
It does me no good.
Hey, I do have a question that I think you can answer. And I don't mean any specific school, just in general with the profession. What kind of happens in recruiting, whether it's money coming in, budgets, or just kind of whatever in these jobs that take forever to feel like this? Like, what's going on right now in general? Don't specify to a certain school.
I think it depends on the school, right?
Okay.
I mean, I guess repeat. Is there a way you reword that? I mean, I think I don't.
Yeah, I mean, just in general. I mean, are things shut down to some extent? Like, is money coming in less? Do people get all pumped up, and you're actually seeing more in NIL? Like, what's going on when just these searches are prolonged to the point that they are? Whatever that means. I mean, I don't know what I'm asking even. I just mean kind of what's the situation.
I mean, it's what happens when you fire a coach a month before you normally fire them. No, it's like you feel like I think that's more of the issue now is that the jobs have been open for. I don't think people are used to this prolonged of coaching search. It usually is like a mad rush for 7 to 10 days, and then it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't. We got a whole cycle worth of jobs open right now. It's been open for, we still got a month left in the season.
You know what's happening this year more than ever before, which is crazy because it's always been super emotional, but it got even more emotional for some reason this year. And there's multiple schools that it's very obvious that touchdown Vandy. Very obvious that multiple schools fired coaches in the middle of the season with no real plan. I mean, we always talk about hand raise guy. We make it a joke. We made it a Thursday night show and all that stuff. But I legitimately believe, like, if I'm ever chair of the planning commission, I'm going to hire a hand raise guy that sits in the back, that doesn't have a vote, who just every once in a while goes, all right, but if you do that, what's next? Like, once you do that, what happens the next day? Because, like, I don't think LSU has a plan. I'm not convinced Florida has a plan that goes beyond Lane Kiffin. I mean, and the whole, okay, well, we'll just
ask the question, though. Does that tell us something?
No. Here's what it tells me is it tells me that there was no one in the room in Gainesville when they goes, okay, well, let's fire Billy. All right. We all go, it's not working. Okay. So we're going to fire him now. No one went, why? Well, because he just needs to go now because it's bad. Okay. So we're going to hire another Billy as the interim, right? Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Who's after Billy? Oh, we're going to hire Lane Kiffin. Oh, great. Okay. I would have been the guy in the room that went, what if he either says no or picks another school? What if? Just asking. We got plenty of time. It's effing September. Let's walk through these things. What if he stays at Ole Miss or he goes to another school that might open? Just two things. And when someone goes, well, that won't happen, he'll pick us because we're Florida. Chomp, chomp. I said, no. Just for the hell of it, for kicks and giggles, let's get a new round of coffee in here. Let's get some more Danishes in. Let's just talk through this. Because I swear to you, I don't think they talked through it. LSU got all pissed off on a Sunday and fired Brian Kelly. And it's like, okay, well, what's next? I don't know.
I mean, you could also have been hand raised guy. You could also been hand raised guy, and then when everybody pushed back, well, of course he's going to come. You could have also pointed out, well, guys, we tried to hire Ole Miss's coach 11 years ago, and he stayed. So what happens if the same thing happens again?
Yeah.
And I can answer this. Ole Miss is, I'm actually from the stream real quick. Ole Miss is absolutely seeing a ton of fundraising come in right now. Now, it's not just simply to keep Lane. It's not like 22. They've just had a really, really successful month led by OMAF over the last few months. I mean, they're way ahead of fiscal projections in that way. But no, it's not like 22 where everybody's suddenly panicking to throw money in because Lane might go. It's not that.
And I actually think Ole Miss might be one of the places where I don't know who the hand raised guy or girl is, but I actually think there's might be someone there who does go, hey, maybe we should be prepared in case. Let's talk through what we would do if. I'm not convinced some of these other schools with the arrogance do it. It's one of the reasons that I had a hot take on McCready and Siskey the other day where I said of the open jobs, to me, the one or two that might be more attractive are the ones that haven't been winning. I might get more sanity at those places.
Tyler, you can answer this better. If you came in at Auburn and you posted a couple, let's say like next year you found a way to, I don't have their whole schedule in front of me, but like let's say you could go 8-4, and then the next year you went 9-3. Wouldn't that, given how many losing seasons they've had to endure in a row, wouldn't that kind of buy you some goodwill?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Auburn is a place of very high expectations, but you can't start your first 3 years 0-4 in the SEC, right? And without beating Georgia and Alabama. Yeah, like Auburn's a place, in my opinion, that okay, yeah, you can start 8-4, you can go 9-3, you can go 10-2, but the second that once the expectation is there,
right.
Like that's what Gus did. That's what Gus Malzahn did. Okay, you start, you build it up, but once he went to the kick 6 year and he goes to the championship game, then it was just like, we got to be here every year. Like,
well, and not only was it
and they would have done the same thing with Hugh, right? If Hugh comes out and goes 6-6, 7-5, 8-4, 9-3, but you can't go backwards once you get to whatever that is, and then that's where it gets sour there.
Yeah, because that's kind of what happened to Tuberville. Like, I think they went like 5-7 his first year, had a pretty good year, and then it was like he started backsliding a little bit, and then that's when they had Jetgate.
Yeah, he went they went undefeated in 04.
Yeah, and then that was after. But
Jetgate happened in 03.
Yeah, 03. Yeah.
The team that was supposed to be really good that SC popped.
Yeah, right.
And then
they were supposed to be really good. They had Cadillac, they had Campbell, they had Ronnie Brown.
See if you've heard this. See if you've heard this before. They were preseason number 1.
Yep.
Sports Illustrated. Expectations not put on anything but by exterior, and that led to they were damn near trying to run him out, and then he ends up going undefeated the next year.
Well, at least Nutt in 09 realized that probably wasn't a good idea to have True TV in town. That they probably were already in a weird spot, so that wouldn't have been awesome.
Still to this day, and I was part of a really good room, but as a young coach, I was a GA. We went and studied, shared ideas in the off season with Auburn. Going in, that would have been the spring of 04, going into that year that they won it or whatever, and going to practice and watching Cadillac Williams, Ronnie Brown, and Brandon Jacobs in the same running back room at spring practice was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Hell, they had Trey Smith on that team. He was a good player.
Yeah, Trey played in the NFL for
yeah, but he looked like, compared to those three guys, he looked like
Trey looked like the special needs patient.
He looked like the Sigma Chi frat game. They stole him off that. They picked him up on the waiver wire from Sigma Chi after the game.
Andre, thanks for Super Chat. What's up, guys? Chase, I sent you the story about the lady shooting the monkey in the backyard. I didn't see that. The monkey stuff has continued to percolate after the highway accident, whenever that was now. Made for some intriguing Halloween costumes, including one in my neighborhood that night, though.
I'm getting a lot of credit on the site, Chase. I'm getting credit for being the one that is keeping the Kiffin, or I guess creating the Kiffin to Florida storyline. I'm getting.
Really?
I'm being credited for having a lot more power than I thought I had. So good for me.
How in the really?
Yeah. There's, we always talked about how did certain kind of propagandists stay in business? I'm not talking about on the Ole Miss beat, just in general. And the answer is because there's a There is a segment of the population that just cannot live outside of an echo chamber.
Interesting. Well, and it's what's so funny about that is no one, even when they act like they absolutely know he's not saying he's not going, they then go, "I have no idea," and yes, it's real at the same time. It's like, well, okay. When you put all the sentences together, it makes no sense.
Again, he's the one person who can completely end it, and to this point, he hasn't ended it.
Well, and to the point of Jeffrey was questioning how could it actually get weird this week. Well, you got fucking On3 labeling guys on active rosters as maybe likely to enter the portal. You have plenty of entities out there that will make it weird in absence of substance. If you want to make this coming week weird.
Oh, that's a great point,
Brian. I'm with you in terms of like online and a climate. I'm talking about. I don't know how it gets super weird locally unless like a bunch of people show up and try to cover the story there. Like I was saying, physically in Oxford, I don't know how weird it gets because it's not like Florida's going to be spending. The Gainesville Sun's not spending all their money to send their reporter there to camp out for a week.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing, but like the way it gets weird is if On3 sends out a memo of like, let's tweet out a bunch of fucking eyeball emojis this week and let's stir some things up online.
Somebody writes something goofy that sticks.
All right, let's see. Where are we at on all these scores before we move on? We got Texas A&M, Missouri.
Missouri got back into the game. They scored. They got a 3-and-out, and then A&M ran a fake punt for like 55 yards and turned it into a touchdown.
Yeah.
Auburn is up 20-17, fairly early in the third.
Moving the ball again.
They're offensively, they look totally different than what they've looked in the past. Oregon is leading Iowa 15-7. Iowa has the football, and I think it may have just ended the third quarter.
They did. Into the third quarter, there was a pass interference. Iowa has the ball, pass interference, and then I think maybe they ran a play, they had a run play, and they went to the end of the fourth or into the third.
Okay. Hey, Neil, are you watching any of this Auburn game? Like actually looking at it?
Yeah, it's on.
Do you remember a guy on Monday? You had a podcast Monday around 2:00.
Yeah.
And there was a guy on your show that said, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it could be, I don't know. I said, but you know what I would do that'd be a little bit different and where I'm a little bit different that would probably help this offense 100,000 times. I don't understand why. It's like, you should probably go empty and give your quarterback quick answers.
Oh, it's a thought.
It's a thought because it's like part of the offense that they decided to go max protection.
Boy, he almost threw one into traffic.
Yeah, that was almost, boy. That's one of Tyler. That was one of those ones where you get here.
I must be behind y'all. I haven't seen it yet. I'm about to.
It was one of those ones where you get like right here. You're like, oh shit.
Had he thrown that ball on the money, that's a pick six.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, all kidding aside, serious talk right there. That was River Smash. Been ran in that system for a long time. The receiver kept that from being picked because he's 6'2". He's 2 yards from the sideline. That guy can never get that play if the ball's put where it's supposed to. Now, if he ran a regular hitch, then yes, but it's a wide departure 6'2" hitch.
I'm just talking about Daniel. Daniels did that move where he thought that was going to be a lot more open than it was. He got right here and it was like, ah, shit.
Yeah, he was late, but he's. I mean, they're getting the ball out on time, so it kind of makes a difference when you get the ball on time and you don't bring 800 people in the block when.
You don't know what you're talking about. You took binoculars into a press box. Just shut up.
Nothing. I'm a professional has-been.
You're a media member now. Andre, thanks again for super
Still
chat.
haven't applied for a media credential yet. Still haven't done a media credential.
He's wanting to know, Neil, where do you find the royal blue Hovey hat? Or is there a royal blue? This is your area, not mine.
HoveyDryGoods.com. There's a contact way to contact them. Tell them what you're looking for. I think you can figure it out. They've got pretty wide selection. I'm not sure. They sent me these because they were being nice. I don't know where you go to get these, but I mean, obviously they didn't make them just for me, so they're available.
Bet you go to HoveyDryGoods.com.
That would be my guess. God, man, you're really on top of it today.
There you go.
Good.
Again, I think we have 15 people tied for the Realtree helmet right here. Again, you can have it signed or not signed by Lane Kiffin. As I said at the beginning of the show. Also, I'll go back to Super Chat. I didn't see it. I apologize. Somebody said, "Can I wait 4 weeks?" I mean, sure, whatever. It's not going anywhere. It's just sitting here. I'll take care of it. So, but either way, whoever wins. Again, we will pick that on Blue Sky Live on Monday morning. I don't know if we're going to let Neil draw a name out of the hat. I don't know if we're going to put like one of those spin the wheel things with all of y'all's name in there and you hit the button on air.
The wheel.
Yeah, I've got some different options. We'll figure one of those out. Let's see. Austin, you got a couple super chats. Let's see where we at. All right, it says. Tell Landon, with all due respect, I don't appreciate the last line in State's fight song is hell to Mississippi State, go to hell, Ole Miss. I didn't know that was at the end of the fight song. I had no idea that was State's fight song.
I didn't either.
No.
That's violent.
That's very A&M.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not as bad as sawing the horns off. They're killing people.
A&M has an entire verse.
You're upset because they tell you to go to hell. We got one fight song and we got one stadium that 80,000 people in Tuscaloosa that tell everybody to fuck off. We got one that's committing PETA crimes, in their fight song, but you're upset just because they tell you to go to hell. I mean, that's
just means
more. Don't forget, we also have
more.
one fan base that tastefully tells us to suck their tiger dick.
Yeah, I forgot that one. Yeah, I forgot that one.
Oh, excuse me. Bitch, suck that tiger dick.
Yeah.
Taste. Yeah. No, they're a wonderful fan base. They're such class.
Yeah. So again, if I missed anybody, send it to me. One person already has. That's how we went from 14 to 15. So if you fit the parameters and you had 52-3, you were in the tiebreaker. If you had a score better than that, closer to 4, Ole Miss closer to 49 and on the 49 differential, then you win the helmet. But out of 800 and how many ever entries, none of you people said 49-0, which is kind of odd, frankly. More people said 70-0.
You had that many people go 52-3?
Oh, yeah. 15 went 52-3. That is correct.
Wow. How about that? Pretty solid.
45-10, 52-10. 56-10, big numbers. People thought Citadel was going to score 10 points. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a crap call. You can't call that. That should be on Auburn if it's on anybody.
What do they call it?
I think they ended up getting it right, but they were going to call a personal foul on Vanderbilt and keep the drive alive for the Tigers, but they called
offsetting.
Yeah, by the way, it's offsetting. The Auburn just made the field goal. It's 23-17.
So who's going to win this game? What do we think?
It looks like Auburn because Vandy can't stop them, which is a hell of a note. Not a good day for Hugh. Not piling on. Just
the stream thinks that LSU's aggressiveness with their neck situation is the worst one and is the one that's kind of over the line.
It's a little much.
I'm with you.
I hope everybody's sitting down. LSU's the one that crossed the line? No way. Jeez. That's a first.
I got to tell you, though, man, I've gotten more nasty crap from Florida people in 1 or 2 weeks than I've gotten from a league full of people in about 10 years.
We just don't deal with them. Yes.
The only 2 weeks I've ever had that I've gotten more crap from people was Ole Miss people in the 2 weeks right after the Tunsil NFL draft. That was... Oh.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Iowa cuts it to 15-10, 12-39.
Such a huge kick for your boy.
Ooh,
I'm Neo in the Matrix right now. I'm just dodging bullets, just trying to fight for my life here.
I'm trying to figure out how to get Iowa +7 yet not win the game because Neil took the money line and I took them +7. Kind of thread the needle.
We're having the week on McCready and Siskey where this happens every year where two things happen. One, the NBA is in full swing and I'm watching. And two, Vegas has gotten to the point where now Vegas is so good late that they don't miss much at all and they really take advantage of people who don't watch much football. And so I'm whatever little bit of a lead I had is gone.
Dude, you're up like 4.5 units.
going into the week, but like so far, I think I'm 0 for today on everything.
Tyler, what I think we needed there was we needed Iowa to go and score, try to go for 2 and not get it. Because I think that – because I can see where Oregon can play for another field goal. Like, I was trying to – like that – I'm worried now because now with 5, Oregon can just go get another field goal and we'll be sitting here and lose by whatever. They'll be up 8. We'll lose by 2.
Oh, I would. Last thing here, I don't know if I respected or absolutely hated the person today that sent me a score prediction to my email in the second quarter of the game. So that happened today too. I got one more final one out of the 1,500 I've gotten so far.
You know, there are and then there are people that aren't rule followers.
Yes. No, I think Florida fans have been freaking awful. You guys are terrible. You suck. So. Yes.
Hey, remember who's been telling you all this for years? That has always been a sneaky, under-the-rated, insane fan base.
I know.
Well, that's 49-0.
Right? What?
All kidding aside, the problem is in these coaching searches is it's going to be like there's going to be a coach that gets hired that's never going to have a chance. There's going to be check that. There's going to be several coaches hired in this cycle that's never going to have a chance to win his fan base because there is going to be massive numbers of fan bases that are disappointed with who they hire.
Yeah.
And, you know,
no matter
again,
what.
It's the Tennessee cycle. It was the Tennessee cycle in the groomers era. Like whoever they got, they were just going to be pissed off because it wasn't groomed.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it doesn't matter what fan base it is, right? And, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's going to be an interesting few weeks. I can tell you that.
What do you know, Tyler? What do you know? Why is it interesting?
Brother,
what is it?
I will tell you this. I'll tell you 2 things. 1, I ain't saying shit. And 2, if I did say shit, it wouldn't do nothing but make things worse. So I don't say shit.
So he's leaving?
Again, I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
I mean, the internet told me I was a moron yesterday for saying that he was going to speak to Florida at some point during the season. I was like, okay, I give up. I'm just making it up. It's fine. So, here's what it is. It's fine. We're here. We appreciate all you guys. Tons of you. You're hanging out with us. There's a reason we're pushing records and things we wouldn't know were possible for a period of time, and we're there. So appreciate you guys for that. Again, appreciate Realtree. We're going to give the helmet away, but Realtree.com, all the lifestyle hunting gear. Again, it's going to get cold. That chili I mentioned might be a good day to pull up Realtree.com and check out that chili recipe they got online. We're down in the 30s here in a couple days. Get ready for winter. I know Jeffrey's going to wear like 12 layers and try to move to Tampa.
Aaliyah told me tomorrow morning when we get up, it's going to be like 37. And like, I'm already miserable.
Is that right?
Yeah. Tomorrow it's coming.
Degrees overnight.
Like overnight it's coming?
Yeah. Like it's midnight. It starts to just crash.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's
another 24 hours after that.
Yeah, that's where we're at. So, all right, Rebels 24/7, MPW Digital. We'll give the helmet away on Monday morning. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate all of everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.